What up, what it is, what's happening YouTube? It's your boy Srtfied, and I'm back with another banger for you guys. Y'all already know what's up. If this is your first time tuning in to this channel, welcome to Srtfied Official. But before we even get into this thing, if you haven't already done so, smash that subscribe button. You know why? Because it don't cost me nothing. Don't cost you nothing. Just click that red button for me. So it's been about 2.5 weeks now since I purchased my Wildling, which is a 2022 Ford Bronco Wildtrak. And though I absolutely love this thing, there's one annoying feature that comes standard on all Broncos that annoys me, and that is the auto start stop feature. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the feature that actually turns off your engine a few seconds after you come to a complete stop. And the minute you let off the brake, it restarts the motor and you can go on about your way. But the purpose of that feature is to conserve with gas mileage, fuel economy, things that people like myself and probably you watching right now don't really care about. So there's a harness that's actually made for it that eliminates that. So I'm going to show you guys a simple way to install that harness. It only takes 15 minutes of your time and basic hand tools. And I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. Let's get into it. So this is the harness that I'm talking about. It has two plugs, which one plugs into the end that originally plugs out of the auto start stop button on the dash, behind the dash, and then this plugs into the button itself. And then I'm pretty sure this is just like a module to remember what the settings were. So this is an option to eliminate it, but if you want to turn that feature back on, you have the option to do so. What it does, it essentially remembers the last setting that you set it at. So after you start the vehicle, once this part is installed, you push that button to turn it off and it remembers that. So anytime you turn the vehicle off and on from that point on, it will automatically turn off that feature for you. And vice versa. If you want to turn it back on, you just press the button to turn it back on. So anytime you turn on and off the vehicle, it will keep that feature on. So it's actually a pretty good feature to where you're not completely eliminating that option. So you have the option to turn it on and off however you want to drive the vehicle. But nonetheless, this is the part. I purchased it from CJ Pony Parts. It's going to be a link in the description below where I purchased it at. And this is the actual part number for it. The basic tools that you will need is a 7mm socket, obviously a drive for it. Some cutters. I have these set of cutters. You can use scissors or whatnot because this part does come with zip ties that you're going to have to zip tie this nice and neatly behind the dash against the wire so it looks neat. But you can use scissors if you want. You want to get a panel trim removal tool, or you can use a credit card. And this piece is a T30 Torx Allen key. You can use a Torx socket or whatnot, but this piece actually comes in your toolkit that your Bronco comes with to remove the top, if you have the hard top version. If you have the soft top version, then you just need to get a T30 Torx bit. These are all the tools you need though, and the installation is real simple, which I'm gonna go over now. So to get started, use your Torx bit to remove the actual old snap handle, what I call it, old snap handle. This will be much easier if you had power tools and you're not doing this manually, but this is real simple by doing it, you know, with just basic tools. This is what I'm trying to showcase you guys, that you don't need any fancy tools to get this job done. So once this handle is removed, I'll show you guys what's next. And to show you guys how simple it is, I just removed this screw. This one is almost out. Pull it out and then you just pull the handle off, literally. There's really no clips holding it on. You just pull it off. It's just those two screws. So the next step is to get underneath here, and where you see this line at is to get your power removal tool and just pop this out. It's real simple. Just move it around. It comes out really simple, really simple. Just make that loose right there. Once you have it loose, you just grab it from the middle and you just, or on the sides. Don't worry about grabbing it from the middle like I just did, trying to pull it out. There is two clips. It's one on this side and one on the other side that you can literally reach in like this and grab, and you just pull it straight out. And just like that, you have that piece out. Next step is to open the glove compartment. And there is a 7mm bolt right here on this end. There's two next to each other, but make sure you go to the furthest one on the left and you take that piece out with your 7mm socket. And just like that, the bolt is removed. It's right here in my hand. We got one more on the other side to get out. To get to the other side bolt on the inside, you have to actually drop down the lower panel underneath your steering wheel. So in order to do so, you just reach behind here and just give it a nice little tug. Boom, just like that. Reach underneath here, and just like that, it drops down. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clips that hold this thing on. It literally pops out just like you saw it. But then you have perfect access to get to this bolt right here, which is also a 7mm. So once you remove that, you'll get to the next step. All right, bolt is removed. The only step that's left is to literally pull this whole piece out as a unit. All right, so you can actually reach behind here on both sides, right here where I'm pointing at, and then on this side, you can reach behind here and actually pull it straight towards you. All right, so I was able to get this thing out, and just a word of advice, I wouldn't try to pull it out as a unit together. It's a little bit hard to try to do it that way, so I worked one side at a time. There's 2 clips right here that you can pop out from this side, and then 2 clips right here that you can pop out from this side when you pull it out, and then there's 2 up here as well. So once you get both sides loose, it'll actually be able to swivel down a little bit, which is why this bottom piece that you pulled out with the panel trim removal tool is essential, because you can actually reach underneath and kind of help it to where you're not bending it. It's gonna sound like you're breaking something when you're pulling this off, especially if this is your first time pulling this off, but trust me, it's fine. Trust me, it's fine. So, but yeah, that's the way to pull this off. And the next step is to actually disconnect this harness, which is connected to your button right here. So in order to connect that harness, there's a clip right here on the connector. You press down on that connector and you just wiggle it out. Boom, did this with one hand. That's all it took. So now you're ready to install the auto start stop eliminator harness. All right, so it's real simple. The harness plug that you took out of the button goes into the female side of this harness, and then the male side plugs right back into where you took out the original plug. All right, and then you take the piece right here and you zip tie it in here to make it nice and neat. And I'll show you guys as soon as I finish doing that. And before I zip tie this over to the back part right here to make it nice and neat, I just want to show you guys what it looks like before I do so and put everything back together. Now, I decided to zip tie this piece to the bottom harness that's coming out of the plug that's below that auto start stop button, just because I'm looking at it right here. I feel like if I zip tie it to the top, this piece is gonna interfere with it, and I just feel like I'm gonna run into an issue trying to put this piece back on. But to be able to have the piece underneath to where it slides easy, to where you're not forcing it on. All right, so but this is where your cutters come in handy, or your scissors if you choose to, and you just cut off the excess of the actual zip tie like such. Boom, and just like that. And of course I dropped it, but it's right here, so it's found. So now the installation of everything is complete as far as the harness goes. So everything else, you just put everything back in reverse order that you took it off. So put this, slide it back in, make sure your pins are lined up with the holes that they go in. You push it back in. You put your 7mm bolts back in on the side. You put your bottom panel back up, make sure those pins are lined up, push it back together, and you put that plastic trim piece on the bottom of this, and you put your handle back on. And just like that, everything is put back together. Real simple. Like I said, the reverse order that you took everything off. So the next step is to actually start the engine and see if the indicator shows off for the auto start stop. Give it a couple of seconds. You guys see the indicator is off. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to turn it on and turn the vehicle off. Wait a couple of seconds. We're going to restart the vehicle to make sure that the setting was remembered that it was off. Vehicle is started. Wait a couple of seconds, and as you can see, the auto start stop feature is on. So we're going to cycle it one more time. We're going to turn this off and shut the vehicle off. Wait a couple of seconds. And then we're going to restart the vehicle, and when we restart the vehicle, it should automatically show off to where you don't have to constantly push that button again. And as you see, it shows off. Normally when you start it up, it will automatically be on. The light will not say off. The light will not be illuminated, meaning that your auto start stop is enabled. So with this switch, as you see, once you start the vehicle, if you have it set on the off position, it will remember that setting. And vice versa, if you decide to keep it on, you can do the same thing. And it's literally plug and play like you just saw. And that's how easy it was to install the auto start stop eliminator harness. I don't have to worry about that annoying feature anymore. So I could turn it on in the future if I want to conserve gas mileage, but let's be real, I'm not gonna do that. But I have the option to do so. But it only took me 15 minutes to get this done. It will probably take you guys 10 or less because I was actually shooting this video at the same time, but 15 minutes start to finish with shooting this video. You could do this on your lunch break, like seriously. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget the hashtag salute and certified drip on Instagram to show love and support to the channel on all your pictures and videos. That being said, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at certified_official. And until next time, YouTube, I hope y'all have a good day.